Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Alrighty, that's a little excitement there. I like a little more enthusiasm, so we do it one more time. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There we go. That's more like it. That's the way I like it, people. That's the way I like it. All right. I like the energy. Well, I hope everyone actually had an incredible Thanksgiving. I know for me, I always appreciate Thanksgiving, and I really appreciated the fact that every year I have the opportunity to spend it with my Community Miracle Center family. So, if I'm correct, it's been 31 years since it's been happening, Reverend Tony. And
31 years at Thanksgiving dinner.
All right, and it's an amazing thing. It's it started at Reverend Larry's house. And now we actually have the pleasure of doing it at Reverend Dusai Theo's place, and it's an amazing, beautiful little community center regarding that. And the thing that I appreciate about it, that I love, is it's the opportunity for us to be able to be together as one, as a community, and just to be grateful and just to be surrounded by one another. It's a remarkable experience. You know, it's even give us an opportunity. Myself and Reverend Alicia always debate what we're going to watch on TV, because I'm a football fan and she likes her dog show. so I gave in this year and watched the dog show, and then we watched football afterwards. But it's just it's a wonderful thing, you know, and that's what this community center is about, and that's what I see my extended family about regarding that. And it's also an opportunity for us just to go, and this is an amazing walk that we take among Bernal Heights, which is just a beautiful sight. So it's an incredible experience, and I'm just very grateful and appreciative of that. And so today I actually am going to be talking a little bit about gratitude and a little bit about just being grateful. The interesting thing is, when I originally knew I was going to be talking, because Reverend Kelly makes us sign up very early on, so we can have an idea when we're going to be speaking, and I actually had something else in my mind of what actually I wanted to talk about today. But yet that dang Holy Spirit has their own mind and what they feel like that I need to talk about. So I listened. She was like, "Yeah, no, you're doing gratitude. That's what you're going to be doing." I'm like, "Okay, well, is that what you want me to do? Then that's what I will have to do." So we just have to listen to it. And the thing is that I was thinking about is realizing, Thanksgiving, what it's all about. And as some of us know, it started manifesting itself actually in the 1600s. I think it was like 1621, where the thoughts started coming around, regarding the pilgrims and stuff like that coming, and the festivities and stuff like that. That's when it happened. And then like in 1789, that's when George Washington actually, for at least that one day, had Thanksgiving Day, for just that one little holiday. But it wasn't until 1863 when Abraham Lincoln actually decided to make it actually a federal holiday. But actually even before that, in 1817, New York actually was the first state to actually be the one who actually celebrate the whole idea of Thanksgiving. But when we think about it, 1863 is when they decided to make it a federal holiday. And as we know, what was happening during that time? That's when Civil War was happening. That was in the midst of Civil War at that time, and that is the moment where Abraham Lincoln felt it was a time for us to start being grateful and thankful for the things that actually we do have. Because as you know, that was a time in our lives, in our country, where there is so much disarray, so much hatred, so much all that negative energy that was in place. And then yet, they felt that no, this is the moment that we need to take a step back and be grateful and appreciate each other instead of fighting against each other. I think it's remarkable the fact that that was a moment where they really, really decided to make it actually a holiday. And the interesting thing is, it made me to take a moment and to reflect where things are here now in 2016, and realizing of how much things have changed, they have progressed, yet, as we're aware, there is still some hatred that exists in our country and our society. And for me, what I'm trying to figure out, how can I recognize that but yet be in a place of gratitude, to take a moment and see what is it, the lessons that we're supposed to learn in these situations. Each and every one of us have challenging things in our lives. I know for me, continuously have challenges in my life. I had to deal with, my own feelings regarding everything that's happening with police officers killing African Americans and black. What was that like for me? I had to deal with my own feelings and thoughts regarding the post-election. It's like all these things, come up in our minds. But what is it that we can do to look at it differently? How can we go about shifting and changing our minds of how to see these things? Not see them as bad things, but yet see them as an opportunity for us to find the goodness in things that are happening. And that's something that I'm trying to get better at, and I'm trying to learn how to be able to deal with it. Don't get me wrong, I definitely have my doubts and my feelings regarding everything that has taken place. But I know, and it's important for me to take a step back and just to really, really examine exactly what is it I can do, what my part is in making sure that I extend nothing but love and gratefulness no matter what situation is actually happening. Gratitude is a lesson hard for those who look upon the world amiss. The most that they can do is see themselves as better off than others. When we see ourselves as better off than others, we're not in gratitude. We are in gratitude when we see each other as one. We are no different than any others. And that's the thing that I think is important for us to try to keep in mind and try to keep it in the forefront as much as we possibly can. As I mentioned earlier, regarding the whole thing regarding, police officers, killing other African Americans, the thing is, I had to learn and to realize that I cannot put the blame on every single police officer that exists. Because not all of them do that. Yes, there are some who did, but guess what? There's plenty who does not. And to understand and appreciate the work that our police officers do, that each and every day they are putting themselves out there to protect us. Yes, it was hard for me to accept that, because I have been harassed by cops throughout my life. But I'm learning how to appreciate and be in gratitude of the work what they do. I have close friends who are officers, and I know what they go through. And I know they do whatever they can to protect us. And I see that good in them. One of the things that I've been doing since all this has taken place, whenever I see a police officer, I go up to them and thank them and let them know how much I appreciate the work they do. Because in my mind, I'm not only healing myself, but I'm healing the perception that is happening between officers and the African American community. That's our way of taking a moment and appreciating not only ourselves in gratitude, but appreciating the work that they're doing. The Course reminds us of this. Walk then in gratitude, the way of love. As we continue to walk in gratitude, we are coming from love. There's no ifs and buts about it. That is what gratitude is about. We may perceive that we have a lot of challenges that is going on with us in our lives, which is understandable. The thing is, though, can we allow ourselves to be in a state of mind on a regular basis where when we allow ourselves to be grateful, allow ourselves to be in gratitude, that's where the love is coming from. Love does not come from hatred. Love does not come from anger. No, it does not. And that is our challenge, is to be able to allow ourselves, no matter what is happening. Yes, I recognize of a lot of things that are happening in our country that does not feel good to us. I know, and I know each and every one of us know that we each have a role and a purpose that is set here that will allow us to be able to shift that and to see the beauty that actually really exists. The beauty exists when we do walk in gratitude, because that is where the love is coming from. Deep inside of us, that's how we shift and change our mind from all those negative thoughts, all those thoughts of hatred, the fear that we each have because of some of the outcome of the election. No, we need to put that aside and remember and to understand that everything happens for a reason in this world.
Amen.
And we have the opportunity of taking that lesson and change it.
Yes.
For me, that's where things are at. For hatred is forgotten when we lay comparison aside. When we are able to get to the point in our lives and to stop comparing so much, just imagine what this world would be like. The truth of the matter is, it does not matter who people voted for it. It really doesn't. Because what happens is we constantly continue to compare ourselves, and what that does is that brings the separation, that brings the hatred, that brings the judgment, that brings all that there, and that's not what we're about. How about us taking a moment and appreciating the fact that we all had the opportunity to voice our concerns, voice our vote of who we want.
Yes.
That's the beauty of this country that we live in. And I think we lose sight of that.
Yes.
At my job, one of my coworkers received this email from this person from this family who was a refugee who came. It was hard for them to understand what they were trying to say, and so they had to, write it out and draw it out. And what they said is they were so happy to be in our country. Imagine that. They were happy to be in our country, and yet, so many times we take it for granted.
Amen.
We do not realize how fortunate we actually really are. And that is what we have to get to the point of being appreciative of, to understand, and to be in gratitude about. When your forgiveness is complete, you will have total gratitude. For you will see that everything has earned the right to love by being loving, even as yourself. Forgiveness is complete. That is a huge thing in the course of us learning how to forgive. Truly forgive, which is about not holding on to any grievances at all. And to acknowledge the fact when we are doing that, when we do forgiveness in the complete sense that it's supposed to be, we are in gratitude. And this reminded me of the movie that I just saw that me and my partner Matt went to go see on Friday night regarding Richard and Mildred Loving, the interracial couple. And it made me think and just imagine at that time what they went through. Two people who loved one another, and yet our country did not want to accept that. That is not what we're supposed to be about. And yet what they did over those years is remember that it was about their love. It was about who they were. And no matter how other people treated them, my sense is they still forgive them. They forgave them for the hatred that they was getting from them. And that is a remarkable gift to be able to do that. And what the other thing that is remarkable is they set the stage for the rest of us. I know I am grateful and very appreciative of the fact of what they did. Because I have been in an interracial relationship throughout pretty much my life. My brother is, many of my friends. And without the Lovings, this wouldn't have happened. And it's also very interesting that their last name is Loving. How remarkable is that? That these two individuals who stood up what they felt was right, last name is Loving. There can be nothing more wonderful or miraculous than that. Of the message that they gave to each and every one of us. Today, we learn to think of gratitude in place of anger, malice, and revenge. As I mentioned earlier, anger should not be a place where we stay stuck in. Because I know for me, all that does is drain me of my energy. It does not allow me to see and appreciate the beauty that actually really does exist in this world that we are in. Yes, there are many times that I wish that I want to go out and attack others because of what they did or what they say. Yes, that crossed my mind. I'm human. It's going to happen.
Yes, yes.
But the thing is to recognize and to have awareness of it and allow myself to take a step back and change that. And that's the challenge that I know that I will continue to work through. I have gotten better at it. I'm not perfect. I don't expect me to be perfect at it anytime soon, but I do know that today we learn to think of in gratitude in place of the anger, in place of the malice, and in place of revenge. And what helps me sometimes when I find myself being stuck in that frame of mind of hatred or revenge and all that stuff, it reminds me of the work that I do. I do work around HIV and work around health disparities among African Americans. And if sometimes my department has us do extra work. They like to assign us to do different things. And back in June, we were asked to go out with the homeless outreach team. So they can talk to individuals who appear to be homeless, and for us to do our part of picking up if there's any syringes or needles on the sidewalk. And so we were asked to go about doing that, and I, took, partake in that. I've had my thoughts and feelings and judgment, regarding people who appear to be homeless or people who shooting up drugs out on the streets. I had my own negativity regarding that aspect of it. But then, having the opportunity to be out there on the streets and to really see what's really happening made me realize I need to get out of my own judgment. I do not understand where these individuals are coming from. I do not understand what their life has been like. And the truth of the matter is, watching them, of how much each and every one of them was taking care of each other was absolutely remarkable.
Yes, yes.
The beauty that they showed among one another is incredible.
Yes.
But yet, we don't see that. We have our own judgment of what we perceive, what they really are.
Yeah.
When in reality, we don't know. They have so much spirit and love in them that it blew me away. It forced me to take the time and to be in great gratitude of what I have, and in great gratitude of recognizing what they have.
Yes.
It is not my place to say that they don't have what they need. No. All I can do is be true to myself
Yes.
and be true to them when I interact with them.
Yes.
So I encourage each and every one of you just to take the time, just to walk around the city and not see things that you appear to be in despair or just not good, but open your mind and your eyes and appreciate what actually is happening. These individuals interact with each other and they have more diversity among each other than I've ever seen possible. It does not matter who you are. That is how thankful and what gratitude is about. It is people truly, truly taking the time and being thankful and understanding the gift that each and every one of them, what they have. And that's what I learned. And that's what I truly appreciate. And something that I will continue to hold for. Today, in gratitude, we lift our hearts above despair and raise our thankful eyes, no longer looking downward to the dust. We sing the song of thankfulness today in honor of the self which God has willed to be our true identity in Him. Today we smile on everyone we see and walk with light footsteps as we go to do what is appointed us to do. We do not go alone, and we give thanks that in our solitude a friend has come to speak the saving word of God to us. Each and every one of us are amazing individuals who can continue to remind ourselves to be appreciative and grateful for the things that we have, and that we will continue to put out the energy of love throughout every encounter we have, and continue to learn for every lesson that comes our way. And that is my talk. Thank you.